Okay, perfect.
Hi, my name is Melissa Ochel, and I'm one of the Associate Directors in the Center for International Education. We're joined today by Martina, who works at MCI, the Management Center Innsbruck, one of our exchange partners in Austria. Hi, Martina. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Good, good. So let's start by having you introduce us to MCI and your role there.
Yeah, okay. I will start first with myself. So my name is Martina, and I joined the International Relations Office in July this year as an exchange coordinator, and I'm responsible for our international exchange students from outside the European Union. So therefore also for students from Charleston. And yeah, about the MCI. The MCI is located in the heart of Innsbruck, the provincial capital of the Tyrol. Innsbruck is an Olympic and as well as a student city, which is rich of tradition and of learning and academic excellence. And MCI is a relatively young institution. It was established in 1995. And we consider ourselves standing for internationality, academic quality, practice orientation and innovation, as well as a close cooperation with industry and first-class infrastructure. We have over 27 different study programs, 13 of which are completely in English, and we are proud to have over 300 partner universities all over the world.
Great, okay. Can you talk a little bit about course registration, arrival, orientation, sort of the start of a student's semester at MCI?
Yeah, sure. So the first few days of arrival at MCI, we have our orientation phase, and we will have there a welcome session, which consists of an introduction to MCI and our academic culture, our e-learning services, general information for living in Innsbruck, and also a campus tour. And apart from these mandatory parts, we also offer some optional parts where incoming students can or have the chance to get to know their new environment and also their exchange students, their fellow exchange students. So we may organize, for example, a city tour and a welcome dinner, so they get to know each other. And at the end of this orientation phase, there will be a course selection where students will be talking to someone from their chosen study department about their final courses. And in this conversation, students can still add and or drop courses from their original learning agreement. And that will, so they have the final course list ready.
Okay. And typically our students have taken business courses at MCI. Can you talk a little bit about what sorts of subjects within business are available to students?
What exactly do you mean with?
So like marketing, economics, those sorts of.
Actually, we have like basically anything. We also have an international program where we have also very broad subjects which we offer. So if in case you can't find anything within your chosen study program, you also can go to the international program, and there are also many very broad courses, international marketing or organizational behavior, or so many different but very not basic but the essential things. Okay. You know.
And what are some other, outside of business, what are some other popular exchange study areas for students?
I mean, in general, you can't generalize this with every other institution, because it always depends on what study areas each partner university have and from which field students come from. I've looked at the past students who came from Charleston, and they took mainly business and management courses and also tourism business courses. So those are the two great or main ones, but that doesn't mean that you can't choose any other field of study.
Perfect. What are the courses like? What's it like to be in a class at MCI? Are they lecture-based, discussion-based, projects?
Well, it depends on the courses. Within the international program, for example, there are usually mainly international students in those courses, and they're mostly blocked, but not every course is like this. But they're also open for MCI students as well. And in other courses from the study departments, there will be a mix of different students from both MCI and international students. And the class contents is in most cases is based consists of a lot of discussion and in-class interaction and also practical oriented content.
Okay. When you say block classes, do they meet just for 1 or 2 weeks, or is it longer period if it's a block course?
Within the international program, they usually go for 1 week or 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, but it also depends. Sometimes the lecturer has a different schedule, but mostly we try within the international program to do it like this. But in the individual study program, they may be like all semester long. So it depends.
Okay, all right. What housing options are available for our students?
Well, we unfortunately do not have on-campus housing on MCI itself. However, we try to provide or we try to help all international incoming students to help them by providing them with all the information that helps to find accommodation. We have a whole part of our website dedicated to housing in Innsbruck, where students can find, for instance, a detailed brochure with all student homes in Innsbruck, including a map where they are located, and also various websites where they can find private housing options and so on. And up to now, we helped every student to find a place. So
yeah, our students have found the housing in Innsbruck to be very nice. So that's good. How will exchange students meet other exchange students and Austrian students? Are there clubs, organizations, activities that they'll be able to participate in?
As I already mentioned before, during orientation, we as MCI organize a city tour and dinner where exchange students can connect and meet new friends. And furthermore, there are also student networks such as ESN, the Erasmus Student Network, who also organizes events for exchange students. For example, they go for a hike together or do a pub crawl, organize a trip to the various destinations within reaching distance from Innsbruck and so on. And apart from that, there are also uncountable bars. We have a very high bar density in Innsbruck, where you can go out and meet new friends. And also if students choose to live in a student dormitory, there's also the opportunity to meet other students within this dormitory. And generally, Innsbruck is a student city, so we have 130,000 inhabitants, 30,000 of which are students. So meeting other students and making new friends in Innsbruck shouldn't be a big problem at all.
Good, good. What are some of your favorite parts of the city? What should our students check out while they're there?
Well, to me, in summer, I really enjoy sitting next to the riverside behind the main library building and enjoy an after work drink there with some friends. And it's also a place where a lot of students actually get together and do the same thing. And I also like to go to the mountains and go for a hike. And it's because it's so easy. You can start from the city center and go right up to the top without going by bus anywhere. So it's really nice. And in winter, sorry. I
know, I was going to say in winter, skiing,
yes.
Right? Yeah.
Skiing, yes. And if you're not that of a sporty person, it's also nice to meet some friends at the Christmas market and have some glühwein. We have so many different Christmas markets and it's really nice. And also local people go there. It's not just a touristy thing. So.
Oh, good, good. What are some popular local foods that our students should try?
Well, of course, the most famous Austrian dish, I guess, is the Wiener Schnitzel, the breaded meat, which we eat with cranberry jam. So we like to sweeten up our dishes. You will also find some dishes that are main dishes, which are actually, for some people, dessert. So also Kaiserschmarrn would something like to be like that. It's you can eat it as a main dish, but it's also a dessert. So it's nice to do it like that. But we also have Kaspersknödel, which are pressed dumplings with cheese inside, or Kasspatzeln, also a very cheesy vegetarian dish. And coming back to the Christmas markets, there is the Kirche, which is probably the most Tyrolean food you will find here in Innsbruck. Even people from East Austria sometimes do not know it, and we love it actually. And it's fried yeast dough, which is served with sauerkraut, jam, or just powdered sugar. So and it's very popular here. You should try that if you could.
Yeah. How do students get around the city of Innsbruck?
Well, basically anything can be reached by foot or by bicycle. We also have a lot of people going around the city by bicycle, actually. And we do have a very good infrastructure concerning public transportation as well. But the most important parts of the city, including of our campuses, can be reached by foot, and it's basically anything is in walking distance.
Yeah. So speaking of, your campus is right in the city center, so there's lots of shops and restaurants and things right
Yes.
within. Yeah.
Yes. So as I said, anything can be reached by foot, and nothing is really far here. So even I think especially for people in the US, everything is quite compromised. So
yes, very close and compact. Yeah.
yes.
How widely is English spoken throughout Innsbruck?
Well, it is actually quite widely spoken because it is actually the first foreign language we learn at school. And since there are many bordering neighbor countries which speak another language apart from German, it is vital to be able to speak English in order to communicate. And it's very important. So you can get from Innsbruck within less than an hour to Italy. So there is already the first border where you have to be able to speak English or Italian in the best case. So no, English is not a problem in Innsbruck. So you're not lost.
Yeah. Can students take a German language course if they want to at Innsbruck?
We do offer German language courses, yes. And they will also get an email to register for them. And yes, every semester we offer a German course as well.
Perfect. And do you get many other American exchange students or exchange students from throughout the world?
Actually, yes, very much. We already had a lot of students coming from Charleston, and we have also so many, I think about 30 partner universities within the US, and also, as I said, 300 all around the world. So they are coming from every corner. So basically, yeah, for this semester, for example, we have students from Argentina, Brazil, India, Canada, South Korea, Russia, just to name a few. So everything is really represented.
Yeah, that's a great experience for our students to meet all those other nationalities as well.
For sure, yes.
Okay, so what are some must-do things while they're at MCI or in Austria for a semester? What should they put on their bucket list, we would say?
It might not be much of an insider tip, but I personally think that you should at least once hike up the Nordkette, which is the mountain range north of Innsbruck, to get a view from the city from above. It doesn't have to be from the top of the mountain, which you can reach also by cable car, but there's several small huts which you can hike up to. Even for beginners, you don't have to be an experienced hiker or anything. And yeah, the view is really great, and I think it's always a breathtaking experience because it shows best that Innsbruck combines both the city life and also nature perfectly.
Yeah, great. And what are some other cities in Austria that students tend to visit during a semester? What's easy for them to get to on the train?
Basically, Austria is very small, so I think, I mean, as I said, I'm just new here, but I think Vienna is on the top list because it's just a 4-hour train ride and you're in the capital, and it's very interesting to see it. I'm not sure where all the other exchange students go, but you can reach basically any other city in Austria within a few hours by train, and there's a connection for every city. So depends on the preferences, but I think Vienna is one of the most popular ones, of course.
Yeah, and not Austria, but is Munich the closest big city then by train?
There's Munich, which you can reach within 2 hours, and you can also reach like the north Italy within a few hours. There are some other cities as well. Milan, I think, yeah, or yeah, there are so many different cities to reach within a few hours. I mean, for Americans, I think the distance is relatively small. if you're used to getting anywhere within a few hours, then 3 or 4 hours is even much. But no, it's quite a good spot to reach other cities. And also there are flights, for example, to Amsterdam, which go directly from Innsbruck. So that's, I think, even within an hour. So there are many options to visit other parts of Europe. We are so centered in the middle, right in the middle of Europe. So you can get around quite easily.
Yeah, well, great. Well, thank you so much for telling us a little bit more about MCI, and hopefully we'll have some students on their way there shortly. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was very nice.